spent 4 years learning algebra, yet no one explained how a credit score actually works. Today, we're fixing the financial blind spots that hold many people back. If you want to master the financial rules school skipped, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's start dismantling this. Section 1. The Silent Thief: Inflation and Your Savings. Meet Mark. Mark is 28, makes a decent living, and has $10,000 sitting in a standard checking account at a major brick-and-mortar bank. He checks his app. The $10,000 is still there. He thinks it is safe. It isn't. Inflation is the slow, invisible process where the cost of goods rises, meaning each dollar buys a little less than it used to. In the USA, cumulative inflation from 2022 to 2025 has eroded purchasing power by about 14%. That means Mark's $10,000 today buys what roughly $8,600 used to buy just a few years ago. His money is melting like an ice cube on a kitchen counter. Why? Because traditional banks pay an average of 0.07% interest. They're essentially paying pennies while lending out your thousands. The fix is a high-yield savings account, HYSA. An HYSA operates like a normal savings account, but currently pays around 4 to 5% annually because online banks don't have the overhead of physical branches. Moving that $10,000 to an HYSA could generate $400 to $500 a year in passive income, helping offset inflation. Section 2. The Two-Faced Beast: Compound Interest. School taught you simple interest, but wealth is built and destroyed by compound interest. Compounding is when your money earns interest, and then that interest earns its own interest. On the positive side, if you invest $300 a month in a broad S&P 500 index fund starting at age 25, assuming a historical average return of about 8%, your investment could grow to roughly $1 million by age 65. Now, imagine you wait until you're 35 to start. You invest that same $300 a month. By 65, you'd have about $440,000. Waiting just 10 years could cost you over $500,000. That's the power of time. But compounding works identically on debt. The average credit card in the USA right now charges about 21 to 22% APR. If you have an $8,000 balance and only make minimum payments, it could take you over 15 years to pay it off, with more than $9,000 in interest. Eliminating bad debt first is essential. Section 3. The Tax Bracket Illusion. Every year, thousands of Americans turn down promotions or overtime because they say, if I make more money, it will bump me into a higher tax bracket and I'll bring home less. This is a misunderstanding of the US tax code. We have a progressive marginal tax system. Think of tax brackets like a series of buckets. Bucket 1 is taxed at 10%, Bucket 2 at 12%, and Bucket 3 at 22%. If your raise pushes you into Bucket 3, the government doesn't go back and tax all the money in Bucket 1 and Bucket 2 at 22%. Only the new money that spills into Bucket 3 gets taxed at the higher rate. If you make $95,000 and get a $5,000 raise, you only pay the higher 22% on that specific $5,000. You will never, mathematically, take home less net pay because you got a raise. Higher income always increases your net pay. If this breakdown is finally making finance make sense, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep building your financial IQ together. Section 4. The Three-Digit Gatekeeper: Your Credit Score. Your credit score is a number between 300 and 850, and it acts as the financial gatekeeper to the American economy. It influences your mortgage rate, car loan rate, and sometimes even apartment applications or job prospects. Yet few people know the formula. Here's the breakdown. 35% payment history. Did you pay on time? One missed payment can hurt your score for years. 30% credit utilization. If you have a $10,000 limit and spend $9,000, your utilization is 90%. The algorithm views you as overextended. Keep utilization below 10 to 20%. Paying your card off multiple times a month before the statement closes helps. 15% length of history. Don't close your oldest credit card. It anchors your average age of credit. 10% credit mix and 10% new credit. Avoid applying for multiple store cards at once. Why does this matter? On a $400,000 mortgage, someone with an excellent score, 760 plus, might get around 5.9 to 6.5%, while someone with a fair score, 620, might face 7% to 7.1%. Over 30 years, that difference could cost more than $140,000 in extra interest. Section 5. The Hedonic Treadmill, Lifestyle Creep. You graduate, land an entry-level job making $50,000, you have roommates, drive a used car, and survive. 5 years later, you get a promotion to $85,000. You tell yourself, I earned this. So you ditch the roommates and get a luxury one-bedroom apartment, $600 more a month. You trade in the reliable used car for a leased SUV, $500 more a month. 12 months later, you look at your bank account. You're making $35,000 more than before, but your checking account is still empty by the 28th. This is called the hedonic treadmill or lifestyle creep. Your standard of living rises to match your new income, leaving you with zero new wealth. The fix is the 50-50 split. Save or invest 50% of every raise automatically and enjoy the other 50%. Section 6. The Ultimate Shield. Risk Management. You can't build wealth if you're constantly one flat tire away from ruin. Recent data shows nearly 56% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency with cash. Without an emergency fund, every bump in the road becomes a crisis that lands on a 21% interest credit card. Your first financial goal isn't buying crypto or picking stocks. It's setting aside $1,000 to $2,000 in a separate, hard-to-reach savings account. Once that's done, slowly build it to 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses. Now you know how inflation erodes, compounding multiplies, credit score gatekeep, and lifestyle creep traps. The choice is yours. Play by invisible rules or take control. I'm curious to hear from you. Which of these concepts do you wish they had taught in high school? Do you track changes in your credit score month to month? Drop your answers in the comments and subscribe for more educational content on personal finance. Thanks for watching.